All right, you guys, welcome back to Quarantine WOD. Today's Tuesday. Here's what we're working on today. We're going to be developing our handstand push-up. If you're using an element for this, you can do a press, a strict press, whatever. But ideally, everybody's doing a handstand push-up of some sort, push-up, variant, whatever it is. All right, there's a scale in Sugar WOD for each of those. Here, what you're going to do, that's going to be your build stuff. And then you go into Elevate, which is just working on your upper body stability and strength. And here's how it's going to work. Warm-up wise, we're going to start with 5 asymmetrical push-ups per side. Basically all you're doing is, instead of having your hands perfectly aligned, they'll be offset a little bit, and then you'll switch which way the offset is. Alright, so 10 push-ups total, 5 on each offset, and then you go into 5 prone snow angels. Make sure you guys aren't arching yourself. In fact, you're really trying to stay kind of hollow and retract that scapula. So your scapula should be squeezing together the whole time while you go into that overhead position. And come back down nice and slow and under control. Then you go into plank abductions, which will work on that glute medius a little bit, activate the core at the same time. All right, 5 per side on that. Then a 20-second handstand hold. Use whatever you want for your handstand hold. It could be a 30-second plank or whatever you need to do. Obviously, use what you have available. Then go into the build phase. You'll find your max reps of handstand push-ups. If you do not have handstand push-ups, you can do a pike push-up. You can do a foot elevated pike push-up. You can do a regular push-up. You can do an elevated regular push-up. All right? It does not matter, but you're going to do max reps. And then after you've done like a complete burnout set, you'll rest 3 minutes-ish and then go into an EMOM. So every minute on the minute for 8 minutes, you'll do 40 to 60% of the reps that you did. How to know whether you're on the low end or the high end of that 40 to 60 is really going to be dependent on how many reps you just did. Let's take the handstand push-up and say I maxed out at 3 reps. If I did 40% of 3 reps, that's going to be like, what? 1 point something, right? So doing 2 handstand push-ups every minute, unless that starts to fail, in which you go to 1, all right? That would be the ideal situation. That being said, if I did 20 handstand push-ups and I went for that like 60% number, then I'm going to be doing a lot of handstand push-ups every minute, which means I'm going to be working more, resting less. So I'm probably going to want to lean more towards the 40% side if I'm doing a lot of repetitions. All right? Either way, that's the goal for today. If you did your max reps and it took you like over a minute to perform max reps because you just kept going and going and going, it's likely that you're going to need to challenge yourself a little bit more. All right? Deficit handstand push-up. I don't think anybody's going to be in that for the handstand push-ups, but I could see people overscaling into like regular push-ups, right? Try to avoid overscaling yourself. Make sure it's challenging. Next up, you're going to go into Elevate. Elevate is 20 minutes. Every minute on the minute, you move from movement to movement every minute. You do not do multiple movements in a single minute. You start with 3 wall walks. Rest the remainder. Excuse me. Rest the remainder of the minute after 3 wall walks. Then you go into max bent over rows on your right arm only, and then max strict mountain climbers, max bent over rows on your left arm only. All right? With the wall walks, we want to make sure that the core is engaged the whole time and that you're working on developing that awesome handstand. All right? Then you go into that max bent over row. Everybody with their elements has a little bit different thing here. Body weight people, you're going to use some sort of improvised thing like a propane tank, let's say, and I'm going to row on one side, only on that side. People that are using actual elements, you're going to be doing 5, but you're alternating every 5 reps, which side. And then you go max reps total for the minute. For the strict mountain climbers, it's only for the quarantine WOD people, and then those people who have an element, they're going to be doing a front rack march. All right? During the front rack march, just like during the mountain climber, you guys are trying to stabilize your pelvis and your core and move that femur kind of up and down. Right? It's the exact same movement. It's loaded toward the front of the body. All right, it's all about bracing. The only difference between doing the march is that you have to stabilize with balance as well. Right? Try not to force anything. Don't move too quickly. It's actually a very controlled movement, very strict. All right. Same thing with the mountain climber. You're not jumping yourself to that next position. After that, that max bent over rows on the other side for the quarantine WOD, and then you have, if you have an element, you're going to be doing some sort of overhead movement, whether it's push press or kettlebell swings or dumbbell snatches, whatever it is. Make sure you do what's appropriate for your program and what's appropriate for you. All right. Finally, the cool down, you're going to be doing a 200-foot farmer carry. That's going to be a single arm farmer carry, more than likely. All right. If you have a barbell, you're going to use your barbell for the farmer carry. It's going to make it very, very challenging, which is going to be super fun and awesome, right? Probably don't need to add weight to it. If you do need to add weight, you're going to have to be creative probably. Then you're going to do 4 by 5 second supine isometric pull aparts. Basically, all that's doing is holding your palms up and pulling as hard as you can on an object that actually isn't going to let you give very much, right? I would say the further out your hands are, the harder that isometric contraction is going to be. But you do it 4 times, holding that 5 second contraction, relax, hold that 5 second contraction. After 4 times of that, then you've done 1 round, you go back to the top, right, for 3 rounds. That is going to be your quarantine WOD for Tuesday, April 7th. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.